Okay, so what I'm going to do here is we're going to go through and just show you strictly how to add products in Volusion from the current dashboard. So this is the way it looks right now when you log in. You see all these links here. The designing your store is just for customizing the look and the shell, the frame of the store. To add products, we're going to come over here to set up your catalog, and we've got a create categories and then add products. Okay. So of course we have to create categories first before we can add products because we have to have a place to store them. But so if we have some categories, and these links down there, they just come to either categories or products right here under inventory. So we've got home decor, which looks like it's got a subcategory, and then we've got jewelry, pet products, and general merchandise. Now, of course, oftentimes what you'll find is the default store is going to have some default categories in there, and we only want categories that are very closely related to each other. And I'm just dragging this out, by the way, from a subcategory to make it its own category there. We can see it going in between. If I drop it right on top, it'll make it a subcategory, but if I put it there where it's got the dotted line, then it separates it as its own page. So if they've got default products or categories in there, delete those. Let's get rid of all the stuff that we aren't going to be dealing with. We need to have a focused site. So if we're doing home decor, then it's going to be home decor, maybe bath decor. It's going to be specific individual categories related to home decor items. We don't want to do jewelry, general merchandise, or pet products on the same site. That's way too broad. And so those would go away, and we just come over here and delete any of those just like that. Yes, delete it, and it'll take that out. Now, for products, once we've got some categories created, we go to inventory and products. And on both of these pages, it's a similar thing. You've got a button right up here to add a product. And that's all we have to do. Here again on the product page, we want to delete any products that are sample products. You're either going to delete them or you're going to convert them to a regular product. So an easy way to delete all of those is to come over here to the top right, and we've got two ways to look at this, either as a table or as a list. So if we click that list option, it resorts everything as a list, and we can just come over here and click this button that highlights all items. This one we want to keep. The rest of these are sample. And so if we just click Save down here, the big orange button that pops up, that'll delete them. So yes, we want to delete those. So then we got rid of all the samples. Now we're just with these products. And then again, right here we still have Add. If we want to add a product, we just click Add the Product, and it'll take us straight into the page where we can put in a name, a code, a price. Sorry about that. Get that out of there. Name, code, price, weight. I would leave this description empty. Do not put anything in that section. Instead, come down here to the bottom where it says Advanced Info and open that up and put your product descriptions in here. The product description short, whatever you put in here should be just 1 or 2 lines, and that will actually show on the category page. And so we don't want too much information there, just a brief little bit. Then if we have features that we want to put in, a bullet point list of features, we can do that. Technical specs if we have them. If we want to write a big paragraph or 2 about the product, we could do it here. But we ought to have right here, product description above pricing. This is where we should put our primary description, and this should be about a paragraph or 2 small paragraphs. And this will show right at the top of the product page. So we have to choose a product. So we come to your supplier then, and we look for products that are going to fit in the home decor area. So we're only going to look at the home decor category. I'm trying to remember where that was. Somewhere in here. It's gifts home decor right there. We got a link to it. Okay, so So here's our home decor items, and so basically we're looking at maybe some tables, some tabletop decorations, some wall decorations, mirrors, those kinds of things are what we're talking about. So your categories then should be, maybe we'll have a category for mirrors, we'll have a category for wall art or wall decor, we'll have a category for tables. And so that's what you've got to do first, is look at that and say, okay, what kind of categories are we going to have? And then create the categories. So back to our categories then, that's what we got to get set first. So we've got mirrors. Let's change bath decor might be okay. Let's change pet products and make that wall hangings. And we've got it in navigation menu 1, which is the top nav, and so that's exactly what we want. We'll save that. And then what other items we have? We had, let's see, we've got stools. We could do decorative stools. We've got all these different decorative stools. We could do stools. We could do tables. We could do wall plaques. And so we'll come in and go back to the categories, and we're going to get rid of this general merchandise and capitalize the first word, or the first letter of each word is the way you'd want to do these category names. So tables, and this could be end tables, couch tables, entryway tables, whatever, we could put all our tables under a category. And then we can go in and create the stools category. Put that in there, so we'll call that stools, okay? And so there we create our categories based on the products that we have. So now we have stools, vases, mirrors, wall hangings, and tables. These are our categories, so those will be the primary products we want. So now we come over here and we say, okay, we have in this category a owl ceramic decorative stool, a wise owl stool. So we'll copy that title and we'll come over here and go to products, and now we can add our products. And we'll give it a name, and we're gonna copy and paste the text, but the image is different. So with the text, we can come in and we just copy and paste right over from our supplier. We can even a lot of times copy and paste the price. Now list price $129 might be ridiculous. I don't know whether that's realistic, but we have to do a little comparison. So if we've got $69 our cost and we're drop shipping it and they're shipping it out, we're the end retailer, well gosh, we could probably sell that for $97 and be just fine. $30 profit's not too bad. The weight, if they have it, we can put that in there. If we're just going to figure free shipping, then we don't have to do that, but they've got it here, so we'll go ahead and put that in. And then remember, avoid description. So the description stuff will go down here, and initially you can copy from the supplier, but ultimately you need to rewrite this. We do not want to just copy and paste the same stuff. We've got to create our own original description for these products, because if we don't, Google will just ignore us, because all we're doing is regurgitating what's already out there. When it comes to writing a description for your products, any content really, any written content on your website should be 100% original. Don't copy part of a paragraph. Don't keep any one sentence. No single sentence should be left intact. We have got to rewrite it in our own words. Now, all that means is we come down here to, let's see, back under advanced info. This remarkable owl is ready to perform a balancing act in your home or garden. Well, let's rewrite this. This is a great owl-themed stool that will add the perfect accent to any room. And maybe we could say the perfect functional accent to any room. There, we rewritten it. You know, this, I mean, we don't have to say the same thing. It doesn't, we don't have to have that. Perform a balancing act in your home or garden. Well, that's not important. We don't have to have that as part of our description, so we can just get rid of that altogether. And we can just rewrite our own description. You need to describe this product on your own. It must be original wording, because if we don't, we're not going to get anywhere. Okay, so the next step for the product is to enter the image. So the first thing is we come to our supplier site where we've got the image. We click on it to get the largest version of the image. It's not a whole lot larger, but we get the largest version, and then right-click on the large version and save it. And so then we have to have a place on our computer where we can save these files. So decide where you're going to save it. Normally I would save mine in my Dropbox, but since this is temporary, I'm going to put it in downloads. But you should have a folder where you want to save that, and your title up here, notice how they've got, and so once you know where you're saving it, then you've got to change the name. Now, the file name is very important. We want to use keywords, but you should not use capital letters, and you should not use spaces. So instead we use hyphens. And so this Wise Owl ceramic decorative stool, we'll get rid of this part here. This should change to lowercase s and a hyphen in between instead of a space, lowercase d with a hyphen, lowercase c with a hyphen, and so on with all of the letters. And then if we want to change that name at all to use keywords that we've researched, then we can use that. We can, you know, rename that based on our keyword research and use a keyword in there. But always put spaces instead of hyphens. So first we download the product and save it, and always use lowercase. Always lowercase, always hyphens instead of spaces, and always keywords in there. Once we've downloaded it now, we've saved it to our computer, then we come back to our product and go to Image Management, click Add, and choose our file, and then we've got to browse to where our file was located, and it looks like, okay, we've got a problem here. It's trying to save it as a web page. It didn't save just a picture, and so that's going to be an issue if the I didn't see that, but oh, there we've got a save image as. And that's what we want, is a save image as, and we want the Wise Owl. So Wise Owl decorative stool. So we got to make sure it's save image as, so it's not saving as a web page. And then we choose file and see if we can go find. It should have it here. I think it might have put it under this one, this folder here. Now we've got to find it there. If you can't save the image from their site, one thing you could try is doing a different browser. I'm in Chrome right now, so maybe try Firefox or Internet Explorer and see if that allows you to save it as a image instead of trying to save a page. The other option is to search for that out on Google and see if we can find a large image of the item. So we might be able to go out, for example, and just run a search on Google, and then do images, and there's our product right there, but we need a larger one, so then we've got to go on advanced search for a larger image because we need a decent sized image for our website. And there we've got one 1000 by 1000. And so we could right click on this one, not on the small one, that won't work, that's just going to be a tiny image. But if we click on it and get the bigger one, then we can right click, save image as, and save that image appropriately. Okay, and then once we've got it actually downloaded, we can come in and find it, double click on that to upload, and click the upload, and that will put the image into your store. Okay. So that's how you create a product. And then once you've entered the image, if we haven't done any text editing in that point, then we're going to have to come up to something like this, put a space and a backspace to get our save button. Otherwise the save doesn't show up for the image only. And then we save it, and now the product's in there. We've got to select our category to put it into, so we assign it to the appropriate category, and then we're done.